Welcome back to another Handyman Land video. Today's video, I'll be making a doorway that leads to the backyard. First things first, we're taking some measurements here. And I typically like to make my doorway a 1/4 inch smaller on each side. So if your opening is 33.5, I make the doorway 33 inches wide. And as for the height, I'm going to do this opening 76 inches. Going to leave about 3 inches at the bottom of swinging space because this is just a doorway to lead to the backyard. So before you start connecting all your pieces together, you want to ensure that your door is going to swing open. So I have my first piece clamped down. I'm going to start cutting strips, and I'm doing half the board. This is 1 inch thick and I'm cutting it half. So if you look at your circular saw, you can adjust it. Here you have 2 inches, 1 inch. I have it on the half. I don't know if you can see that. If you're not sure, try it on the scrap wood first. But that's what I'm doing right here. So you get a better understanding of what I'm about to do. So this is what we're going for. 1 down, 7 more to go. Just so you know, I'm also using these small planes here to shave it down better. You can't get in the edge here, but just use your handheld tool here. Yes, so with the chisel, you can get a nice sharper edge here. I have 2 pieces done, so this is the look that we're going for. See that? Today's the second day. I was losing sunlight yesterday, so I started late in the day, but I have to make 4 more cuts on this door. Okay, so here's my cut. I started out with the circular saw, a little wrong. You see that right here. But don't worry if you make this mistake. This is the best glue that I ever use for outdoor use. So you just want to fill in your gap there. Take some of the same sawdust. Now you just let that dry, and then when you put your door frame together, you just reapply and sand it. Won't even know it happened. I have all my cuts ready. Now we're going to paint it using this flat exterior paint. So it's a nice stir, so I could pour it in my little cup here. I got all my boards painted now. One of the reasons why I like using this paint is because it goes on really thick and it fills in a lot of those cracks in the wood. I'll just let this dry and then I'll move on to the next step. I also got me this wood glue dispenser. Also a glue roller with the tray. I was looking for one of these for some time. I just didn't want to purchase any one. And I found this one on Amazon with good reviews and at an affordable price. And I ordered 4 more extra clamps. I'll leave the link in the description of all the things I have here. I also purchased one more other thing. Now, the reason why I purchased the dispenser was because I was getting tired of purchasing these. So I went out and I bought the big boy. Now this one's for exterior and interior. It's a gallon. Plus it's waterproof. Let's talk a little bit about the wood glue dispenser. It comes with 1 blade tip. Comes also with a Yorker tip. 1 red cap. And this glue guide. The way this works is you get your board in between the guide. Like so. Just squeeze and you'll get a nice long straight line. In case I didn't mention, this dispenser is 16 ounce. Let's fill our dispenser here. Now we're just gonna cut the tip. So it all depends on how thick you want your glue to come out. Before screwing it on, just make sure that you do have your gasket here. And your cap is, you put it here when you're using it, and when you're done. As for these parts, just put it in the bag and hang it up somewhere so you'll find it when you need it. I have the frame on the table here. I'm trying to get it as square as possible using this. And I have a slight mistake here where it's going to be a gap, but it's okay, I'll fill that in. So I'll just remove this piece put glue, and I'm gonna make some pilot holes. I have here 3/4 exterior screws. That's just to hold this to here until the glue dries. Then when the other layer of wood goes on top, then I'll be screwing in some longer screws. As for our glue roller and tray, I was looking at the instructions and it says you can let the glue dry and just peel it off the next day, or you could just rinse it with warm water. I think I'm gonna let the glue dry and see how it is. Does it peel off easy? Okay, so I got it all clamped down, all 4 corners. Now we just gotta wait till it dries. It's the next day. The wood is nice and dry. I started putting the other pieces in. I'm going to glue these as well, and I'm using these deck screws 1/5/8. It's gonna go in. Perfect. With the glue and the screw, this door is going to be nice and sturdy. Alright, for this top piece, I'm going to let this dry overnight. It's not much I could do. It's already getting dark and I got to go to work and put the hens away. But as you can see, your top piece is the most important part, because from there, if your top part of your door is crooked, then everything else is going to be crooked. Took the clamps off, and this is super tight on there. Remember, I am using the Tight Bond 3 for this project. I will be putting screws. I'll be using my square here to ensure that the screws are in the same location all the way down. And I'm going to use a scrap wood so I could put in between each board, so I could have the perfect spacing in between each one all the way down the door. Okay, it's been several weeks now since the last screenshot you just saw. I've been really busy working on some sponsor videos, and I had to postpone the doorway to the backyard. But yeah, I didn't even get to put the screws yet, and I'm gonna show you how it looks just with the glue. So it's been about, I say, 6 weeks now, and I didn't get to put any screws yet, as you can see, and it held up very well. So this is definitely a great product. As for the sponsor videos, I'll leave a link in the description at the bottom, and so you can see what I've been working on if you haven't seen those videos yet. Here I have some of the hardware that I'll be using. All this hardware here, I got it on Amazon. So I got these heavy duty black hinges, some King bolt drop rods, keyless wood gate locks, and this company here I got some heavy duty handles. So here I laid out some of the hardware so you get kind of a better idea how it's going to come out looking at the end. I also purchased this heavy duty spring loaded caster wheel. It's a 5-inch. It's rated for 400 pounds. This will be for the gate area, and that'll be a whole another video. Just wanted to show you what I received here. Hopefully that'll do the job. Well, I decided to use my Bora edge clamp here. Let's lock this in. Then I'm going to use my center hole puncher so I can mark where I'm going to place all my screws. At first I was going to use my square, but due to the fact that I haven't sanded, don't know if you can see that, I haven't sanded them all down yet. So it wasn't giving me the exact point that I needed. Next step, I'm going to pre-drill using a number 10 countersink. Now we have that part done. Next step is we're going to flip this door over, and we're going to run this piece that we stain across to give the door more support. I'm just laying my board on top. I'm going to take the measurements, make a straight line going across, make another line on the opposite side, and then this piece will fall right in place. We have our miter saw out. We have it on the 15-degree mark. Always remember the side that you're going to keep. You want to cut not on the line, you want to cut on the opposite side of the line. Okay, moment of truth. Nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put 2 screws in every board so it could be nice and strong. We do get all 4 seasons over here on the East Coast. This way it could last a lot longer. As long as every few years you do some type of maintenance of restaining, you'll be good. So off camera, I hung the door with my wife. As you can see, it's looking good. Let me step back, show you the opposite side. It's a windy day, so excuse for the wind noise in the background. This is the opposite side of the door. So today we'll be doing some of the hardware, putting the handle. And as you can see, I went with the long hinges. It's looking really nice. So what we did is we just put a few pieces of board underneath just to raise it up to the height that I wanted. I wanted about 3-inch gap at the bottom. And as I held it in place, my wife just screwed in the hinges. Next step, we'll be installing our heavy-duty barn door handle. Second, it'll be our 18-inch cane bolt drop rod. And last will be our keyless gate lock. For our pilot holes, what we do is we take the screw that we're using, place it up against the bit, tape it off. This way we don't go too far in when we're drilling. Okay, for the next step, let's try to figure out where we want it. I kind of want it off to the side a little bit, not in the center. Just make sure that you don't fall in between the space here. So everyone's different sizes, all depends on how you want it, how low or how high. I think that's good for me. Take our mark. Now for the next mark, get your torpedo level here. Try to get your handle leveled. I think we're good there. Drill your pilot holes. You want to leave it a little loose until you get the bottom one in. Okay, so now we're going to put the cane bolt in. First thing you want to do is grab your upper guide bolt and your lower guide bolt. They're both the same. Just flip one upside down. These are the first ones you want to put in before you put in your retainer. So it's the same thing. You got to kind of figure out where you want it. Okay, want to make sure you have your bolt in. So I want it a little bit higher. around there. Let's put our torpedo level. Just to show you how it looks. Looks good. And when I open it over here, eventually my plans are to cement this whole area here. Then for the gate, it's going to be pretty much the same concept, but just in a bigger scale. But I have to level this whole area out. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it, whether I'm going with gravel or cement. I'll figure that out when I get to it. But for now, we're just trying to keep the hands in. That's why we put this mesh up. On the manual, it says do not place the latch lower than 20 inches. I think I'll be placing mine probably around the 24-inch mark or the 30-inch mark. Okay, I decided I'm gonna go with the 30-inch mark. It's about here. Okay, next step is take your bolt, latch it, so you can find your mark. I'll say about right there will be good. So for this next step, you want to raise your latch all the way up. Find your mark. Okay, the next step is a little tricky. The goal is to drill inward, but in an angle, because the goal is to come out through the center . Next step is we're going to take our cable, stick it in our hole, like so, and here's where you want to test it. If you feel as though you need to drill out a little bit more, you can get your drill bit and just ream it a little bit, because you want to make sure you test this now, that your cable is not catching. That's what you want to see. Next step is our latch cover. This piece here, you want it resting right on top of here, like so. You're going to put your long screw right there on the top of your latch cover. Just put it in place. Kind of eyeball it to get it centered of your latch. Now we got our last two holes. That's where we put our next two screws. Okay, slide it in, get it centered. Get your torpedo level here. Get your cable. Now you should have only 4 screws left. Take your cable, get it under. There you go. You want to get it under there. That's good. You're basically following this diagram here. Now tighten your second screw. There you go. So just test it. See your latch here. Well, there you have it. That's my video on the 18-inch cane bolt drop rod, the heavy-duty barn door handle, and the keyless gate lock, and my backyard door that matches with my fence. As you can see, I purposely put all the hardware on the opposite side. So on this side is a nice clean look, and from a distance you don't even know it's a door. The next video you'll be seeing of this project is our big swinging gate to get the vehicles into the backyard. And stay tuned, I'll leave you a link in the description of this privacy fence that I build. Well, there you have it. That's my video on my backyard door that blends in with my privacy fence. I hope this video helps someone out there or gives somebody ideas of what they want to do with their backyard projects. Like and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you on the next one. And thank you for watching.
I'm okay for this.